Santiago, Chile-based Enaex, the third largest explosives company in the world, is clearly looking to become one of the leaders in explosives and blasting for the mining industry on the African continent through its subsidiary Enaex Africa, which entered a JV with Sasol back in July of 2020, with Enaex Africa as the majority shareholder and controlling partner. And to find out more about this exciting growth development, I'm joined now by Francisco Baudrand, who's the CEO of the Enaex Africa division. Francisco, welcome. You're an engineer. You've been with the group for 11 years, so clearly very familiar with mining and blasting. And you've also been down in Cape Town for the Mining Indaba this week. What did you make of this event after 2 years not being able to see your colleagues and key customers?
Michael, thank you very much for the time and for the invitation. I was in Cape Town. I arrived yesterday. In fact, I think it was very, very exciting to have Mining Indaba after 2 years of COVID that didn't allow this conference to be there. And particularly, I think that the speeches of the different presidents and authorities of the southern region of Africa were very aligned in terms of there's investment to be done and there's development that the continent wants to have in terms of mining. So, as I say, the first thing is very excited to be there after 2 years and hear this president of Zambia, Botswana, South Africa, and also the Prime Minister of the DRC.
It just shows you how important this conference is, to have so many African presidents in attendance, and certainly the feeling I'm getting from chatting to many of the executives who are down there is that there's a lot of positivity and optimism around the mining industry in the future. We've certainly seen commodity prices, even though they've come back recently over the last while and into the medium term, are expected to support that. How did the opportunity arise for Enaex in Africa?
First of all, I have to say I am also very optimistic about the business that we can do in the continent, and that's why in around 2017, when we were doing our growth strategic plan for the group, we defined some key areas that we wanted to be in, and one of those areas that has to be mining regions, by the way, was Africa. And Sasol decided to divest the explosive division. So for us, this was the best alternative. We participate in an open, tender, let's put it that way. We were selected as a preferred partner for a joint venture with Sasol in 2019. The closing of the business was in June, so we started operations in July 2020. The joint venture today has Enaex with a 51% of ownership, and of course we are the controlling partner. Sasol stays with a 23%, but also we have included a BBB partner, which is Afris, with a 26% of the shares. And again, if you think the opportunity came in parallel when we wanted to target Africa, and I think came from the best way. Came through South Africa, which is the best door to get into the continent.
That's great to hear that South Africa is still seen as that gateway into the rest of Africa. Where else do you operate on the African continent?
Today, I have to say that 80% of our business is in South Africa, in underground and in open cast. But we also have operation and customers in Namibia, in Lesotho, in Botswana, and of course, we are planning to expand to other countries of the Southern Africa, like Zambia. But also, I always say the same, this joint venture with Sasol is a vehicle of growth, not only for the Southern Africa, it's our vehicle of growth for the continent. So in the long term, you will see us present in more countries than that.
And I see, in the DNA of the company clearly is innovation, because recently Enaex claimed a world first completely robotic and autonomous underground explosives loading operation rig. So, I mean, really, that seems to be your core competitive strength. What is the essence of Enaex Africa?
So let's say that Enaex Africa, as a subsidiary of Enaex, we share the same culture and essence of Enaex. And first of all, our first value has to do with life, and we have to be also very, very strict in that sense. We put safety first in everything what we do, in our home and in our job. And also we have a purpose. The purpose is to humanize mining. Why? Because it's a very tough industry, and also can be an industry that can be very unsafe. So through innovation and technology, we believe that we are going to make a better life for people using teleoperations. So we are the first explosive company in the world that is doing teleoperations in Chile. This is an Anglo-American mine in Chile. Yes, we have an MMU, which are the trucks that loads the explosive in the holes. This is an open cast mine. So it's the first teleoperated MMU that is already working. Also, we have just finished successfully the first trial in underground mine, 100% teleoperated. So we are trying to take the people out of the ground. And as I say, because of safety, but also because the conditions of mining are very tough. You can see in underground people working 1 kilometer underground. In the surface mining, for example, in Chile, sometimes you can be 50 degrees below zero in the Andes mountains, and that's very, very tough. Even in South Africa, you have instability pits. You can have fall rocks. So our purpose of humanizing mining has to do with safety, has to do with have a better industry, for the future. So we believe that full automation will happen, and we are not going to be the second players. We want to follow. We want to take the lead on that sense.
I mean, that's really encouraging, and certainly aligns with many of the South African mining operations' core strategic aims, and that is to reduce fatalities to absolutely zero over the medium term. And to do that, you have to automate many of these processes that are inherently and historically they have been dangerous. So very interesting to hear that you're pioneering that teleoperation, and also through one of Anglo's mines in Chile. I know it's got 2 operations there, Los Broncos, and they've also got a share in Collahuasi as well. So what makes eNex Africa the preferred supplier of mining explosives here in Africa?
I think there's a couple of things I want also to highlight some, and I think it's part of our essence, but also goes with your question, is that we believe on growth. We were born to grow. And in that sense, we have had a special focus in the development of our people. And I think that's very important. That's also something that makes difference among other companies. And you can see a lot of young professionals that are first professionals in their families being promoted to important positions. So anyway, we in terms of being the supplier that is preferred for the mining houses, it's important to say that we partner with our customers. Our strategy is not just to supply, is to partner with our customer, understand their needs, and come together with solutions for their problems. In this industry, sometimes, and I'm not a very technical person, and I'm not going to get technical, but sometimes you need to develop some technical solutions in order to provide a full and premium blasting service. And that's what we do. We understand the needs and we come with new solutions. And we have been able in Enaex Africa already to bring some of the different products that we use internationally. Product that has more energy, so higher fragmentation. Product that has less energy, so that are very good for the stability of the walls, or are very good in cold to reduce the fines. So that's also about innovation. That's also about innovation. In Enaex Africa, we are 1,200 people out of the 6,000 people that we are worldwide. And everyone is really excited with this approach of excellent vocation to customers, permanent and continuous innovation focus, and changing. We are changing the industry a lot.
And also, I mean, I'm not sure how many of my listeners will be aware that the investment is a rather big deal, because you form part of obviously of eNex Group, but also of Sigdo Corpus Group, which is a massive Chilean conglomerate. So this looks to me to be one of the biggest Chilean investments in Africa to date.
Absolutely, and I think it's very important to mention Sigdo Copper's Group because it has a high prestige in Chile and in many places of the world. It's an industrial and dynamic Chilean conglomerate, and also importantly, they have a very long-term investment approach. So this is not an investment that we are doing for a couple of years. We really believe that this is a long-term investment, and you're right, this is the most important Chilean investment in the country, in South Africa, and probably, if I'm not mistaken, should be the most important Chilean investment in the continent. But also Enaex Africa is investing here. So it's not only the Chilean guys that came here and invest, also Enaex Africa in this joint venture is investing in the country. Currently, we are building an electronic detonator plant in our facilities in Secunda. We produce all the electronic detonators in our subsidiary in France. So now what we will do is produce locally what we import from France. We have upgraded and increased the production and the warehousing of our bulk emulsion, which is a very key product. So those investments are happening. I'm very excited always to say I think that we have done in less than 2 years what sometimes takes you 3 or 4 years to do.
Yeah, remarkable. And South Africa certainly needs that investment right now and to be that springboard into the rest of the continent. With that in mind, how do you see Enaex Africa evolving in the next decade?
So we have in mind things that are relevant in terms of growth, which I think I mentioned. We believe in the continent. We believe in contributing to the economy of the continent, making good business, improving the quality of life of the people. Also, the CSR approach, we don't want to just make what everyone is doing. So also you will see through time something different. Of course, we are very concerned about the communities where we operate. Also, we support our mining customers in the areas where they have their mines and we are the suppliers. But also we believe in doing some CSR that has our own brand. For example, go to a very poor town in the Eastern Cape where you don't have big industries, you don't have big mining companies that are supporting there, and take a school, put technology, upgrade the skills of the teacher, change their lives. I think we can do that. And with this innovation approach, with this value-added solution that we're bringing, with this context of humanizing mining, I'm sure we are going to become the leader of the continent in the next decade.
Well, I'm sure you are going to be looking forward to some explosive growth across Africa. Francisco Baudrand, CEO of the Enaex Africa division, sharing a little bit more about a recent JV with Sasol and the group's growth plans here on Hot Business.